This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
And right now we're focused on Belleville, where you can see the camera's got that little effect to it because of the water on the lens. Raining just a bit there, and the flags are also flapping too, so it's one of those days. And it's also a Monday, so I think they go hand in hand, don't they? It is April the 3rd, everybody. Good morning, I'm Rennie Knott.
And I'm Michelle Lee. We just want to say thanks for joining us, including those of you who might be watching us on 5+. We have Paul Cook standing by with a look at traffic, and of course Anthony Slaughter looking at our weather as usual.
Yeah.
And wow, what a busy spring we've had so far.
Yeah, it's getting off to an active start.
Yeah.
We've had some historic severe weather events already, and we've only had just a handful of them. I mean, on Friday, 23 confirmed tornadoes across the United States and multiple deaths. So hopefully we don't have this repeat once again, but we are in that risk on Tuesday and Tuesday night of more strong storms. We've even had some rain this morning, as you saw on the lens there in Belleville. This is overnight activity, and it is wrapping up, and it is expected to clear away here within the next couple of hours. But you see it's moving off towards the east, mainly missing St. Louis. It's areas south and east that have had to deal with the showers. Now moving away from you in Arnold, Belleville, you've got the showers, and then really steady along that 64 drive from Nashville to Mount Vernon. So all of this, again, missing St. Louis, but areas south and east. We'll deal with it at least for the next hour or two, and then the rest of the day is actually dry. We'll have a warm day. Highs today will climb into the 70s, so a very warm setup here as we get ready for storms tomorrow. 80s on the way tomorrow, and that's fuel for thunderstorms on the way for Tuesday night. We'll track it for you coming up. In the meantime, let's track your drive. Here's Paul Cook. Paul, what's happening on the roads this morning?
Cruising around, taking a look at all of the cameras out there, and traffic moving very, very well. And then it's great news because we got a lot of green on the big map. 70 headed out of downtown. You do have just a little tapping of the brakes and a little bit of construction as well. 44 westbound again headed towards, well, away from where we usually have a lot of volume, and that's only till 2 p.m. here today. That construction, 44 at Williams. We'll have more traffic coming up very soon and at KSDK.com.
Right now, we are following some breaking news this morning. Students at Parkway West High School will not be going to class this morning. The school district posted on Facebook saying classes are canceled because of a water main break on campus that happened last night, and there is no remote learning. As of right now, there's no word on just how long it will take to fix the break.
Well, new overnight, a man is found dead in North St. Louis, a few blocks away from Hickey Elementary School. He was discovered on Marcus Avenue just after 11:30 last night. We've reached out to police for more information on this homicide, and we'll let you know any updates when they become available. But this does mark the city's 35th homicide of the year. Also new this morning, a busy night for firefighters in North St. Louis City. This is video of a fire damaging 2 homes on Arlington Avenue just after midnight. So we were told that everyone got out safely, so that's the good news, but no word on what caused that fire.
Happening today, Daniel Riley, the man accused of critically injuring a teenage volleyball player in downtown St. Louis in a crash, will appear in court. Our Sydney Stallworth is live for us this morning at Carnahan Courthouse with more on this hearing and the latest on Janae Edmondson's recovery. Sydney?
Well, Rennie, that's right. In just about 3 hours, Daniel Riley will appear inside the courthouse. That's behind me. He's accused of causing the crash that led to critical injuries for 17-year-old Janae Edmondson, who's from Tennessee. And this morning, Riley is facing several felony charges. So this morning inside court, there will be a confirmed docket hearing for Riley at 9:15. He's been held without bond and faces charges for armed criminal action, assault, and driving without a license. The February 18th crash happened near the Dome at the America Center. Riley is accused of speeding and not braking when the crash happened, striking Janae as she was walking. Riley was out on bond at the time, and court records show he violated GPS monitoring dozens of times. Also this morning, we do have an update on Janae Edmondson's recovery from this life-changing crash where she lost both of her legs. Friday, Janae was cleared to leave her Tennessee rehab facility. She's now back at her home in Nashville. Her family shared this photo online. In it, she's wearing a shirt that says, "I'm out of here." Her mom wrote, quote, "She is the strongest person. Even when she slows down, she never stops trying. So proud of you. It's going to be hard, but I know you will shine." Janae Edmondson's GoFundMe campaign online has raised more than $790,000. Again, Riley is going to appear inside this courthouse at 9:15 this morning, but prosecutors say he should have never been behind the wheel wheel in the first place to have caused this crash. I have some more information on why that is in our next half hour. But for now, reporting live downtown, I'm Sydney Stallworth, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Sydney. In a few hours from right now, family and friends will say goodbye to a St. Charles woman who was found murdered inside of a Maryland Heights apartment 2 weeks ago. The funeral for Jackie Mitchell is set for 10 o'clock this morning in St. Peter's. The 39-year-old was reported missing on March the 14th. Jackie's body was found 6 days later in Joseph DeJoy's apartment. He's now charged with second-degree murder and is being held on a $1 million bond.
6:06 is your time, and right now we are gearing up for Election Day tomorrow. St. Louis City voters will have their say on a new, smaller version of the Board of Aldermen, but we are starting this morning in St. Charles, where there is a race for mayor. Alex Fees is live at St. Charles City Hall with more. Good morning, Alex.
Michelle, good morning. We're live here outside St. Charles City Hall. Voters here tomorrow will either vote to keep the current incumbent mayor in office or replace him with the challenger. That is the task at hand for voters in St. Charles on Election Day. Incumbent Mayor Dan Borgmeyer and challenger Tom Besselman are the two highest vote getters from the primary, so voters will be choosing between these two. Meanwhile, in the race for the Board of Aldermen in South City, both candidates, Sheriff's Deputy Tony Kirchner and incumbent Ann Schweitzer, are emphasizing public safety. Incumbent Alderwoman Ann Schweitzer says her experience sets her apart, while Kirchner suggests he is the candidate that supports police. In social media posts, Schweitzer says any suggestion she does not support police is, quote, a bald-faced lie. Schweitzer supported the recent record raise for city officers. Kirchner, meanwhile, says things are so bad in the city, he's backing Missouri Republicans' plan to strip the city of control of its police department. Now, the St. Louis Board of Aldermen voted some 11 years ago now, back in 2012, to reduce the size of the Board of Aldermen from 28 wards to 14 wards. And coming up at the bottom of the hour, we will hear from the two candidates that are vying for this seat tomorrow. Live this morning in St. Charles, Alex Fees, 5 on your side.
All right, thanks so much, Alex. For more information on the top races and what you should know before you cast your ballot, you can go to kstk.com/election. And then, of course, join us Tuesday night at 10 o'clock with election results. And then Wednesday morning, because today in St. Louis, we'll have reaction from all of the winners. In the meantime, this morning, people around the Midwest are picking up the pieces after devastating storms destroyed parts of the area, including Illinois. So just take a look at some video in Salem, Illinois there. It's bad.
And EF1 ripped through that community. Right now, a curfew is in place. It is set to lift at 7 o'clock this morning as the sun begins to come up. Other parts of the state are also recovering this morning. Take a look at these Good Samaritans at a rock concert lifting up part of a collapsed roof at the historic Apollo Theater near Chicago. It fell on concert goers when a possible tornado ripped through the city. One person died and nearly 50 other people were hurt. Yesterday, Governor J.B. Pritzker toured several areas hit hardest, including the city of Belvedere.
Please know that the people of Illinois grieve with the families of those who were lost, and we stand ready to assist all of you and the injured in your recovery. You are not alone.
This morning, at least 3 people in Illinois were killed from Friday's storms, and at least 32 people across the country have died. There were reports of dozens of tornadoes across 7 states, from Arkansas all the way to Delaware.
All right, so let's turn our attention to the next severe weather outbreak, and it looks like tomorrow we will have another risk for strong storms. Now, the difference between this setup tomorrow and Friday's is a lot of the energy that triggered these storms on Friday occurred in the daytime, really afternoon hours. Notice the futurecast here. This shows the timestamp here at 5 o'clock in the evening, and most of the area is dry. So there will be just maybe 1 or 2 storms that pop up in the afternoon that could turn severe. But the main risk for us will come tomorrow after the sun goes down as an approaching cold front comes in, and this will most likely arrive after midnight on Tuesday, perhaps lingering into Wednesday morning. So that's the time frame of when the worst of the weather will move through, maybe even around this time Wednesday morning. We're still thinking right now gusty winds will be the main threat and maybe an isolated tornado or 2, but notice how this kind of splits here because the worst of the weather this go round is expected to stay across the Quad Cities, and then the trailing front that moves in could trigger maybe a strong storm or 2. We'll take a deeper dive into this and a look at the extended forecast and see if there's any more storms coming. We'll see you in just a bit.